Later Daters on Netflix. Now, if you like Golden Bachelorette, Golden Bachelor, if you like old people, if you like seeing old people date, this show is for you. It is totally different than Love is Blind, and I am here for all the dating shows. Hey, everybody, my name is Tammy. I'm a licensed mental health therapist, and I love relationships, and I love love, and I'm here to talk about Later Daters, villain style. So I'm going to tell you guys who I thought the villain was of the show. Is he a flat-out villain? Absolutely not. Actually, on the show, he's super charming, very likable, very handsome, but why is he a villain? It's because he gets in his own way. He is the romantic villain of perfection. And what I mean by that is that he has very rigid rules, high expectations, and some denial when it comes to his OCD tendencies in his life.
It's not good for you.
You want some?
Yes, please.
All right. Go get a clean spoon. I know I'm not very easy. Heard some women tell me that, I got too many rules.
He really likes order, and he cannot relax unless everything is in order. So Nate lives by an unwritten rule, unwritten dating rule, and his version of all of this is control, no messiness, no spontaneity. So his red flags could be that
The house was so clean. In many ways, this is just a very buttoned up person.
he does not show any type of vulnerability, or maybe not even enough vulnerability to let somebody know who he truly is. He has an ideal version of the perfect person, someone who aligns specifically with a structured world that he creates for himself. He loves symmetry. He loves folding his laundry. He loves everything being so neat and tidy. I don't think he would have room in his life for somebody who's a little messy. The reality is, love is messy. Love is imperfect. And love does not come with a manual. And I feel as if Nate is a villain here because he has so many strict rules of who he thinks is his perfect ideal mate, that he is the villain to himself because he is getting in his own way. I feel like his denial of OCD is leaving him stuck. How do you make yourself stuck in this situation? When women are saying, "Oh, so you're OCD," and he's like, nah, I'm not OCD. I just like things a certain way.
So you low-key got OCD? Is that what it's
No,
called?
it's not OCD.
What is it called?
I have to have some sense of order.
One of his dates says, "Well, what if I were to take your cup and move it over here?" And this was a lady he really, really, really liked. And he's like, "Oh no, I wouldn't like that at all." And he moved it back. So she started to get more insight to what it'd be like dating Nate. Up until this point, they are really digging each other. They are really liking each other. But she is starting to see just how strict and regimented his life needs to be. And she's like, "I'm not a dirty person, but I'm not a super clean person. So what if we go on a date and I have all my outfits just kind of laying out?" And he's like, "That's not going to happen." And he's like, "That's going to happen in your house." And she's like, "But what if I'm at your house?" So examples like that tells us that he has been probably single for a reason for so many years, because of his strict tendencies of having order in his life.
Maximizer dating tendencies. He suffers from unrealistic expectations. And so they think that I can just take the best qualities from all the people I've ever met and then Frankenstein them into the perfect partner. And the issue with the maximizer is that there's no such thing as the perfect person, of course.
Nate spends so much time getting ready and then so much time making sure his house is neat and orderly that it doesn't leave time or room for any mistakes. So his emotional walls are pretty high, and it's going to make it very difficult for anybody to get into it. The red flag for Nate is relationships require openness, but Nate's fortress keeps everybody out. His partners may feel like they're trying to solve a riddle to unlock his feelings, and that can just make people give up, not want to put the time needed to invest in this type of relationship. He is definitely one to watch. I hope they do like a follow-up to the show to see how Nate does, because with the dating coach, she kind of encourages him to let himself be vulnerable, but he is not a fan of this. So wrapping up some mental health themes I see with our villain Nate: perfection and anxiety. He has his quest for control, denial, refusing to acknowledge that OCD keeps him stuck, and inflexibility. Now, so if he was in therapy, those would be the things I would work on with him. I would also try to help him. Probably first and foremost, where does this need come from? When did you start having to have control over every aspect of your life? And I would dig into that. So I feel like Nate can redeem himself and he can probably not be in his way with finding love, but he would definitely need to find professional help